AOC has won re-election. That should not have been in doubt, but in these crazy times where billionaires can snap their fingers and suddenly you got $20-30 million going up against you, who knows what could happen? But it wasn't close. She rocked Marty Dolan. She got 82% of the vote. And so she will certainly win the general election. And so AOC's position in the House has been effectively guaranteed for at least the next few years. We'll see what happens after that. If and when she ever tries to go for Senate or for a higher position, she will face money and attacks the likes of which you have never before seen, other than maybe Bernie Sanders. But for now, she has won. She put out this statement saying, "Wall Street came for us again and the people prevailed. Thank you to the Bronx and Queens for choosing me to be your congresswoman. It is the honor of my life to fight for working families and everyday people. To receive this level of support is deeply moving." And so that is good. And I'll throw out a little bit of other positive news, not necessarily on the Democratic side, but 3 Republican candidates that were endorsed by Donald Trump lost their primaries on Tuesday. I'm letting you know about this here because you damn sure won't hear about it on Truth Social. He'll be hiding that.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival. So please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
But in the Utah Senate primary to replace Mitt Romney, the Trump-backed candidate Trent Staggs, which sounds like the name that AI would throw up if you asked for a Republican being endorsed by Donald Trump to beat Mitt Romney, was defeated by John Curtis, who did not support Trump in the 2024 presidential primary. In South Carolina, Trump-backed candidate and evangelical pastor Mark Burns lost the primary for the state's 3rd congressional district. And in Colorado, Jeff Crank beat Trump-endorsed candidate Dave Williams for the state's 5th congressional district, winning with a substantial majority. And we don't point this out just to say, ha ha, his endorsements didn't work. Some of these were bad people. So Mark Burns has called for the execution and arrest of parents who support LGBTQ plus rights. Not parents who've groomed people, parents who've raped people, just parents who don't think that we should oppress LGBTQ people should be arrested or possibly executed. So thankfully he lost. Dave Williams was the guy who sent out an email earlier this month. I think we showed this on the show. It's this for the Colorado GOP. God hates flags. You know, God always getting ready to laserize people for the way they were born. Thankfully, he lost as well. So look, there's a lot of bad news coming out of these elections, but there is some good news too. Sharon, what do you think?
I don't know when the dear leader's followers are gonna get it, that he's actually not as powerful as they think he is. He's disruptive, he's chaotic, and he's done a lot of damage. But I wish this was a wake-up call to people that this guy who lost the 2020 election and needed bots to win in 2016, Russian bots and others, to win that thing, he can and should be defeated. That if you want to go by the will of the people, let's keep it real about what the will of the people actually is. And when you mention some of these radical candidates, everything's a contradiction. I thought you were the party that wanted to stay out of our lives and people have the right to guns and whatever else. And now but you're not that way, are you? You actually want to be in my bedroom. You want to be in conversations with my kid. There's nothing going on in my bedroom. But if there was, you want to access every part of my life and my womb. And guess what? Americans aren't going for it.
100%. Yeah. Look, I love to point out the supposed principles as well and how easily they fall apart upon the tiniest little flicker of analysis. But no, it's simpler to think of them as like the political, like the ideological equivalent of a spoiled 4-year-old at their birthday party where everything is, they get everything. Mine is their ideology. Mine, and I don't like you. That's all it is. Yeah. Federalism and libertarianism and all that. No, it's I get what I want. Okay, that's the ideology.
Can I tell you something? No, I apologize. When my daughter would have birthday parties, because she's an only child, I would actually make sure there were gifts for everyone. They're not all yours, because I was so afraid that it would be constantly everything revolves around me. I don't know if it worked, but that just resonates with me. It's a great analogy. It's
Yeah.
bananas. Mine. Oh, I did flashbacks. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It is a deeply immature psychological approach to society, to power, to rights, all of that. And thankfully, it does not represent the majority of the way that people think. But unfortunately, the system has been set up to advantage them. So that's something that we have to work past. And we will, of course, be on the lookout to see what comes next for Jamal Bowman, where AIPAC will throw their money next to. By the way, do yourself a favor, look up the donors to AIPAC. Look up the right-wing billionaires who just get to choose what Democrats we have. And George Latimer just loves, he doesn't have to say anything about it. Imagine if Emily's List raised $1 billion and they just choose every Republican in a primary. Like imagine if every town for gun safety just got to choose every Republican in a primary. Does that seem like the way this system is supposed to work? The primaries can be private in a voting sense, but they can just buy their winner. Again, I know that no one who pays attention to politics, this isn't opening up anyone's eyes. We all know this, but the fact that it continues, maddening. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.